Hey there, YouTube. WhiskeyCactus here, welcoming you back to our Let's Play of The Letter. This is episode number 40. 40! This game is still going. But I think we're getting really close now, because we are in the Luke chapter, which is, I believe, is the final chapter. I don't know that there's anything after that. And we are building up towards Halloween night. We are hanging out. Hannah has left for the doctor, because she hasn't been feeling well since her encounter with the ghost. But Luke is busy entertaining Kylie, my favorite character, aka fucking Hellspawn. But here we go. It is time to see what happens next. I think we're gonna have some ghosty stuff. I don't know about you, but I don't trust Kylie, first of all. And I also don't trust how close we are to Halloween, second of all. So let's do this. I don't think I can spend any more time with Kylie, considering how high-strung I feel. So it's a good thing that Suarez... Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess we don't have to worry about Kylie being Hellspawn today. Good thing that Suarez came for her as soon as I called. Though it is earlier than the agreed-upon time, he voices no complaint. The bastard even has a look of relief as soon as they left. Interesting. Or at least I interpreted it as such from where I stood, by one of the windows, not bothering to step out and greet the man. No doubt he still doesn't trust me around his spawn. Their words, not mine. Well, he has every right to be suspicious of me. I am a dangerous man, after all. But to my chagrin, that leaves me with the rest of the day with nothing to do. Oh dear. Well, aside from picking up the mess Kylie left scared about... Oh god, we're gonna see her picture, aren't we? We're gonna see the picture she drew. Oh no, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Guys, little kids drawing pictures in horror stories, never, ever a good thing. To my immense relief, she remembered to take her doll with her this time. The same can... Oh god, here it comes. The same cannot be said of the crayons and papers littered here and there. Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's just get it over with. Did she draw a picture of her imaginary friend Takako? First things first, I snatch my own doodle off the table and rip it to shreds, leaving no hope that it will see the light of day. The rest of the drawings, all Kylie's, remain unharmed as I collect the lot. Oh, God. Guys, potential trigger warning. I don't know for sure, but I'm just gonna guess. I am just gonna guess. Though they have been stacked neatly on the table before, they must have been blown about when I saw Kylie off. Imagine that. Somebody wanted you to notice what the pictures are, and there are plenty of them. From cats and cakes to her colorful rainbows and gardens, the child managed to make a lot during her morning here, but one stood out to me. Guys, I don't wanna. There is one more that I have to fish out of the fireplace where it landed, or you could just burn it. You could just burn it. Expecting to see another one of Kylie's masterpieces, I am instead greeted with something a bit more concerning. I bet it's got a lot of red and black in it, doesn't it? Okay. Well, I think that confirms my theory. Just about. Am I right? Am I right at this point? It's labeled. I mean, it doesn't necessarily confirm the backstory, but I think it does. I think at this point it does. I think we've got confirmation that my theory is indeed correct, and that the ghost is the Japanese slave that was saved by Charlotte, only to then have an affair with Charlotte's husband, in which case Charlotte turned her over to the church. The church killed her being a witch, and she is now the ghost that haunts the mansion. How she's connected with Kylie, I have no idea. And I don't really necessarily have a theory about that, other than the fact that somehow the name Suarez was involved with the letter before, based on the video we saw with Marianne in the dungeon. But I think the ghost being canonically named Takako connects a lot of dots at this point. There is me, and there is Kylie, the two of us, side by side and smiling as our stick figure selves stand in a nondescript field. This is nowhere near as disturbing as what I thought it was going to be, by the way. I thought the picture was going to be a lot more violent, with a lot more red. That much I can ascertain without looking at the labels below the doodle's feet. But a third figure stands next to me in the drawing. A woman, with her face hidden behind a curtain of black. Takako, the writing under her supplies.
Takako says you're making a really funny face.
One big happy family. Great. That's great. That's so great.
Taka who?
Takako, a friend I made.
Uh-huh. The hair. Oh, great. I hear the whispering. Is this an episode of Lost? Why is there whispering? The hairs on the back of my neck stand on end, and I feel a chill go down my spine. A breath. That isn't mine. Okay, we're gonna save. We are going to save. Jesus Christ. That has me turning around, expecting, hoping anyone. Really? Are you sure? Are you sure you want to see something? Because I don't know that I necessarily want to see something. Alright. Let's get this Legend of Zelda Shadow Temple music out of here, please. But nothing. And that's when I hear it. Great. Is it the crying? Oh dear. Oh, that is much different. Oh my god. You know what? Guys, really. Props to the music and sound effects and whatever audio team worked on this game, because holy shit, it is so unsettling. Laughter, sweet and merry laughter ringing from the ballroom. That is not what it fucking sounds like to me, dude. Thinking about it has my cheeks burning and my blood running hot. It's as if I'm being mocked. As I stomp toward the door, I have to stop myself from shouting up a storm. I expect to see some of the help telling about idle from their duties. Oh, you poor, pathetic fool. You have no idea, do you? Perhaps they thought they could slack off in their duties without the head butler around and with my preoccupation with Kylie. Well, they had another thing coming. Guys. I need to stop recording this when I know the people downstairs are, like, moving around. Because, Jesus Christ. Thump thump. Right after that is not what I fucking need for my sanity. Oh, God. Alright. But again, nothing. Nothing from what I can see, with a cursory glance at the very least. I roam around looking for near impossible hiding places, and still I am all alone. Or are you? Yet I can still hear the laughter, that accursed laughter, echoing about the room in my head.
Who's there? Show yourselves and show some respect to the master of the house.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do that. Cold uneasiness settles into my stomach when no one answers. I stumble on my own 2 feet, feeling a wave of nausea come from nowhere. Excuse me. I have to put a hand against the wall to stay upright when the world shifts, and pain explodes from behind my eyes. It takes every ounce of my self-control not to heave then and there. The only thing my pride allowed me to do then is to close my eyes and attempt to alleviate some of the pain. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear, something's about to happen. Vague, unfamiliar images, dare I say memories not mine, flash in my head, unbidden and unwelcome. Okay, what are we getting here? What kind of flashback history answers are we getting here? Like a strong hammer strike to the head, threatening to crack my skull and split it in two. Oh, good, great. Whatever emotions they hold are muted. I'm nothing but a spectator. Still, its weight feels palpable. Though it doesn't take long for these sensations to get into my head, through my eyes and my ears, it creeps and buzzes in the spaces between. One after the other they come at me, an unending flood that threatens to sweep me away for what feels like an eternity. I'm wondering... Well, before I say that, let's just wait. Let's just wait and see what happens. Each one, a show both of joy and suffering for those who have called this mansion their home. Okay. Each new scene is like a hammer to the head, threatening to crack my skull and split it in two. Okay, so I am wondering... He's saying... different people who have lived in this mansion. I'm wondering if it's cyclical, if it's like constant. It's been hinted at, not necessarily reincarnation, not necessarily like Luke has been all of these people every single time, but that it's the same scenario repeated over and over again. I'm wondering if that's the case. I can feel every little emotion in the blurry images that present itself in my head. Feel a part of these. This music is really good, by the way. Like I've lived through them, though I know that is not possible. All their anger burns through me. That much is evident, but the pain more so. And above all of it are the whispers. The voices calling, luring, until one image emerges in vivid contrast with the others. Oh boy. Oh boy. When there's a shout of joy, my eyes snap open, looking for the culprit. That's when the whole room just changes. Everything is the same, yet everything isn't. Here we go, guys. In living memory. Alright, this is kind of what I was hoping we'd get out of this. There are people everywhere laughing and dancing. I should be concerned about them, but my mind finds it easy to dismiss them as they fade in and out from nothingness. Instead, I find my concentration drawn to a man and a woman, though one can only call them a lord and a lady going by their clothes. And oh, just see how happy the couple looks. The man's eyes are eerily blank, like he's not all there. His face is familiar, though. In fact, they both are, but I can't quite place why. I bet they're the people in the portraits in the foyer. Stop moving around downstairs, guys. I swear to God. This is not the time for me to not really be able to hear all the bumping going on. The two make for a pretty picture as they dance in the center of the ballroom. Even the phantom crowd's attention stays on them. It reminds me so much of Hannah and I during the early days of our marriage. The honeymoon years, they call it. We were happy then, too, all smiles and her sunshine. Even with the normal dreary weather, younger, we had less to worry about, or at least thought that way. I wished, we could go on that way, even with all that I did and had to do. But life has a way of catching up. There was work to be done. Although we had to stay the loving, perfect couple in public, I could not afford to look so weak. To appear... Jesus. I don't know, that was some kind of laughter thing that just caught me by surprise. To appear tied down to someone else, to those who knew who I really am. I had to harden my heart when I have business, but it hadn't always been so easy to just switch that part of me on and off. This is really distracting. I want to take my headphones out so I can actually read it without all the distraction, but I don't want to, like, not hear it because it's the ambience is so a significant part of what's going on. It's just making me stumble over my words because it's so distracting. I should be concerned about their intrusion, too. Ask what in bloody hell they're doing in my house, throwing a party as if they own the place. How can you not know they're fucking ghosts at this point, dude? I ask myself how the fuck I didn't notice what was going on before when the parlor and the foyer are both only a few doors away. There's a horrid feeling of envy. And though I have long accepted that I am a jealous person by nature, I have never felt such a strong feeling of envy as I have now. They were happy with each other, these people, but Hannah and I. Envy turned to anger. Anger for something I could not have. But I have the feeling that yelling and screaming at them won't do much of anything anyway. None of the others have given me notice. I realize... Can we just talk about who the fuck this is right here? Like, can we address the fact that there's this person right here? I realize that this might not even be real. That these two are the people from the paintings. There we go. The ones all over the mansion. Which makes sense. I don't think I'm imaginative enough to make all this up on my own. This must be a dream. Or a really horrible high. Just then I can feel eyes on me as I contemplate the absurdity of the situation, yet I find difficulty in trying to tear my eyes away from the two dancing. I manage. And I regret looking away. Because we look at this person. Yep. Hi. Hello. Hello there. Okay. Okay. Let's just move the microphone over here and get ready for a quick time event. She's very right there. Right there looking at me. This is, probably not a good thing. The woman from the garden stands beside me. Hi. Welcome. You're looking lovely today. You looked a lot better in the garden. I can hear her rattling breath, menacing and chilling. Everything in me screams to run. But but something pins me to the spot as she just looks at me, watching and waiting. The clamor of their voices fill the ballroom. Although they say such welcoming words, I do not feel comforted by the madness I'm experiencing. Their joyous voices turn sinister and foreboding to my ears. The chorus of people that shouldn't exist, threaten to overwhelm me, drown me, even as I stand on dry land. The music still plays as the Phantom Quartet continues, while I stand there, vulnerable and afraid, but the dance has already ended. I'm afraid that I might just be tonight's entertainment. Attention is all well and good until bollocks like this goes down. Phantom people watch me, thousands of eyes scrutinizing, though they cheer for my return, cajole me to dance and join in the merriment. There are eager hands all over, pulling me in every direction, but they do not move me enough to remove me from the woman's gaze. Maybe we'll save again, just in case.
Listen.
Oh dear.
Can you not hear them as they welcome you home?
I can hear them.
Your kind, our kind.
What? Terrible people? Rich people? What?
You're one of us, my love. We are bonded by the blood we share.
Interesting. In what way? If I thought the voices were overwhelming before, it is nothing compared to how they are now. Their voices are loud, speaking in unison and echoing ever on in the spaces of my head. They welcome me back, as if I've always belonged, as if I was meant to be here in the first place. They call me all these titles and names that do not belong to me, and that man's face, the one with the empty eyes, flashes again before me. Once, fleetingly, like a new memory having burned itself into my mind. I have to struggle for air when I come back to myself after.
I'm not. This isn't...
The welcomes turn into screams at my protest, pained and desperate pleas for my help, telling me that it is my duty to stay, telling me that I belong among them, to them. Gentle touches turn near threatening, the warning scratches and the baring of teeth by predators before they truly maim someone. My mouth goes dry as I struggle to speak some sense in this hallucinatory madness, but I don't get the chance as they drown out my voice.
Our Lord, my Prince.
Oh. Okay. At her words, there is a compulsion to stay. Though my heart races in my chest, the fear I should be experiencing refuses to register in my head. Mind and body war with each other, nearly tearing me in two. Oh, you finally returned to us. The compulsion to walk into her arms is strong. Whispers in my head tell me to go to her. They say that she is safety. Really? Really? I don't find that convincing. She is home and heart. We have been waiting for so long. But repulsed at these thoughts, I wrench away and turn with a small gasp. Without hesitation, I start to make a run for it. I nearly falter when an angry shriek pierces the air, inhuman and monstrous. Yup. Okay, I don't dare look back, I just run. I didn't care if this is a drug-induced hallucination or not. We'll save again. Just run. Very well. Out of the ballroom. And out of the parlor. It's only then that I bother to look back, hoping and praying to the god I scorn that it did not pursue me. I would have run all the way out of the mansion, too, if only someone didn't get in my way. I collide with a body much larger than mine and fall back to the ground, head spinning as I look up at the stained glass. Let's take this opportunity to pop open this journal and see what our entry is. We have alone. Luke heard voices coming from the nearby ballroom. When he decided to investigate, he was assaulted by memories not of his own. And at the center of it all is the same woman who appeared before him the day before. Too many befores. Use different words, dude. Yeah, read that already. Alright, turning my head. Oh dear, shiny black shoes. Who dis? Turning my head to the side replaces the colorful sight with a pair of shiny black shoes. Fatigue fills every inch of my being then, making me refuse to get up. Meanwhile, a familiar head of ginger hair looks down at me in bemusement.
You really must look where you're going if you insist on running about. Do tell, where is the fire?
I don't know, my man. Where is the fire? So this is before everybody got here. It's nighttime, but it's not quite midnight yet. So, nobody has broken into the mansion.
Oh, thank God you're here.
I do hope you don't have a concussion. Can you count backwards from 15 to 1 for me?
Maybe.
Oh, fuck off, you wanker. Just help me up.
Guess not.
I do not think insulting me if you do have a concussion is a smart decision. But no, really. 15 to 1.
That woman, she was here. I told you to keep an eye out for her.
The other man offers an arm and pulls me up to my feet then. But before I can storm off and pull him into the ballroom, he anchors me down with one hand on my shoulder and the other touching the back of my head.
No bruising or bump. That still does not mean that you don't have a concussion. If you are too lazy to count backwards, can you tell me your full name? Where are you currently?
I am Luke Wright, and I am home.
We don't have Lucille Mitchell Wright, and this is the Ermengarde bloody fucking foyer. But we don't have time for this.
You must make and have the time to make sure you are not broken in the head.
Well, he's definitely broken in the head.
I have already sent security to scour the whole house when I saw you running out of the parlor, Dummkopf. If the woman is here, they will have her. You will only be slowing them down if you plan to interfere.
When he points that out, I realize that there are guards starting to filter into the house as we speak, with some already searching the nearby rooms. Armed and uniformed men go about in pairs, making it so that the house is in a flurry of activity. He lets go of me then, with the knowledge that I'm not going to keel over anytime soon.
I was hoping that you would be tired from dealing with the young miss on my return. Instead, you come running and hit your head. Such a troublesome boy. Shall I be carrying you to bed, too?
I mean, I'm not gonna... If you wanna... I'm not really gonna... You know... If I don't have to walk up all those steps...
I can manage just fine on my own. Though I don't see how I can sleep until that woman is caught.
It'll be easier to keep you safe in your quarters. This is twice we've known the woman to break in. I think we can safely presume that you hold her interest.
I think we can safely presume that. He says it, as a matter of fact, in a tone that brooked no argument. Not like I'll argue if it means I'm kept safe. The two of us hurry upstairs, though we remain watchful and wary of any potential threats to my person. We make it to the master bedroom without any trouble, though, and two of the security are left outside the door. No problems at all. So, oh dear, not until we get inside. So where is all this security when everybody, like Ashton and Isabella and all them, break in? I mean, I know they're outside. We knew about that, but where's the security in the mansion? Because we didn't run into anybody. Johann's eyes scan the room wildly, a look of dread on his usually stoic face. And I don't understand for a moment. Looking around the bedroom, it's empty. Oh, where's Hannah? Then I realize.
Where's Hannah?
Yeah.
She came home with you from the hospital, didn't she?
She's supposed to be here. I sent one of the maids to accompany her here, to let her rest.
Oh dear. Well, now we know why he's wandering around looking for the madam of the house. Whatever he said. I feel the color drain from my face when he raises a hand to stop me from charging out there.
Stay.
I'm not staying in here while Hannah stays out there.
One of the guards will find her and bring her here.
And what if they don't? What if that woman gets to her first? What if she already has her?
Oh, I bet she does.
That's not possible.
You can't promise that.
Oh dear! Hello! Okay, there's no second thought as I reach under my... Oh, it's my knife, okay. So I reach under my side of the bed and pull out one of my knives. I have no doubt that the other man can take me on if we are both unarmed. But with this, I can even the field. Or at least deter him from escalating the situation and risk hurting either of us.
I'm going out there to look for Hannah. And you're either with me or you aren't. I'm not risking Hannah, and I'm not leaving her alone.
Still, like a stubborn mule, he refuses to budge from the door. There's a withering look on him that I try to match. One that somehow I'm losing fast to, even with him not saying a word yet.
Can you see yourself in the mirror right now? You are in no proper state to go looking for anyone. If it will make you happy, I will do the looking. But please, and don't make me repeat this, stay where it's safe, where security can find you. We already have one person to be worried about. Please don't add another one to it.
Perhaps it is his tone. In spite of his general disdain for virtually everything that has to do with me, I'd like to think that over the years he has grown to care for Hannah, at least. Much as I loathe to admit this, I'd trust him with her safety over any servant in this house. So, an acquiesce.
You have 2 hours, Shuriken. I don't think it'll take that long to find one missing woman in this house. 2 hours. Any more than that, and I'm going out there.
Of course.
Despite his words, he lingers. If I didn't know any better, I'd say he wants to make sure I get in that damn bed and sleep before he turns away from me. What am I, a child? Watching me and treating me like one. There's a reason why we will never get along. There's the reason.
What are you waiting for?
And the knife?
The knife stays.
Very well.
Only then does he seem to get the hint. With a nod, he leaves, locks, and closes the door behind him. For a moment, I still hear his voice while he gives the guards outside firm instructions, then a hush, as soon as he departs and his footsteps fade away. Very well. What is our new journal entry? Bumping into Luke. After his flight from the ballroom, Johans quickly ushered the paranoid man to his room while the house's security looked for the trespasser, only to be greeted by a room devoid of Hannah, who was supposed to have arrived with the butler. Very well. One that doesn't quite last. As quickly as the silence settles, lightning flashes across the sky, followed immediately by the loud boom of thunder. And that wanker strikes so dangerously close that I can feel the electricity in the air. The power goes out not a second later. Well, that explains a lot. I feel as if I'm being mocked by whatever greater power there is. All is deathly still for a moment, but soon the rain starts once again. Far heavier than the light drizzle from this morning, it's pitter-pattering, hitting hard against the place's roof. Despite the noise, I find myself drawn to my bed, exhausted, hoping for a little nap. I'm safe here. Hannah will be safe too. Yeah, the music disagrees. Shrucken will find her, and when I wake, she'll be here. It does not take long. Once my head hits the pillow, in a matter of minutes, darkness claims me, bringing with it laughters and whispers of a twisted love from a time long gone. Oh dear. ... Here comes more flashback stuff, I assume.
Who are you? Stay away.
Oh dear. Sweet dreams, my love. It'll be over soon. I want you to know the people downstairs are trying. They are deliberately doing this, I think. Alright, well, it is now midnight. And we have the Shadow Temple music back. Yet, in spite of the unfamiliar voices and unwanted touches from shadows lurking in the dark, rousing is a slow, arduous process. Difficult, every limb heavy with lead, no matter my aversion for the words they murmur in my ears, or the sight of her horrid smile from afar, my body refuses to yield. I am at their mercy. Beyond fathomable reason, my consciousness refuses the pull of the waking world, choosing to linger in the pits of a dream, gradually drawing me deeper into unknown depths. Somehow, even if it might mean I may never open my eyes, I allow them.
You do not belong there, my prince.
I think I belong there. Not that I mind getting a few extra hours, of course. Bed's more than comfortable as it is. After an exhausting day yesterday, babysitting Kylie and the stress of finding an intruder in my own home, I think I deserve a little break every once in a while, especially after going through all that in a single day. I can only be on the receiving end of so many unacceptable things within the span of a few hours, you know? As gracious a host and person I am, my patience has its limits too. Although there is still that problem with Hannah, I haven't forgotten about that, of course. That's why I hired Shrucken. He's competent enough. He won't even last a day in my service if he's any lesser than those half-wits who think they can deceive me with sweet words. He's more than capable of working on his own without guidance. Let the butler take care of that little problem with Hannah while Hannah...
You do not need her. I am here.
Well...
We are here.
Okay.
This is where your home is.
I'm kind of thinking it might not be. I think this might not be where I want my home to be. I'm pretty sure I'm not too cozy here. Not getting the warm and fuzzy. Okay. Where you belong for the blood we share. Come back to us. How long has it been since? Johans has never taken this long before.
Surely there should have been an update by now. Alright?
So why isn't there?
Please don't go.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go.
Bloody hell, the cretins I've surrounded myself with.
Isn't that enough reason to force myself out of bed? As has always been the case. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. My eyes fly open, expecting the warm rays of sunshine filtering through the curtains. Nope, not even a little bit. Only to be greeted by a blinding flash of light and a loud boom of thunder that sounded nearly too close to my ears. Strong gusts of wind will occasionally burst in from the open balcony door, bringing in drizzles of cold rain into the room. Maybe close the door. I must have left it open earlier before dozing off. Did you? Did you leave the door open? You sure? I think it might have been closed. Who opened the door? Carpet and floor closest to it is already drenched. Hannah's going to be so cross when she sees this. Not that it's an immediate problem. If anything, it's this power outage we should be minding first. With the intruder still at large, steering through this darkness might be far more fatal than multiple stab wounds or a gunshot to the chest.
Oh, great. The power's still out. That is exactly what I need right now. Yes.
It's the storm, of course. Of course. Should have moved back to the penthouse to weather it in a much more comfortable setting. Already I can hear the creak and groans of this old place as rain beats against the windows.
Johans! Has someone been sent to check the circuit breaker yet?
No answer.
Johans?
Johans is a little tied up right now. Silence.
Shrokin! Someone! Anyone?
Still nothing, and my cordial mood is quickly dissipating. His cordial mood.
Where are those idiots when you need them?
It's really a wonder why he hasn't fixed this yet. Was I really out that long? Can't be. It's only been a few hours after midnight. The time on my wristwatch is anything to go by. Well, time might be frozen right now, too, by the way. We don't know that for sure. Unless I've forgotten to change it again after that last overseas trip a month ago. Though the delay is understandable if he went looking for Hannah as he promised. But bloody hell, my safety's also at stake here. Cursing, I stay still, letting my eyes try and adjust to the darkness while my hands fumble for my slippers. If that butler isn't going to fix this, I may as well order the security posted outside to do it. It's probably just a blown fuse. Anyone with a brain can repair one. Grabbing my jacket, and with footwear finally on, I make for the door. Although in haste, I pause briefly when a gleam catches my eye. On one of my drawers, underneath the clutter I've yet to organize, the muzzle of a gun peeks out. Well, we gotta take that with us, don't we, so we can point it at Ashton later. Hannah has never openly commented my possession of it, but I know she does not approve of it, knowing the bloody firearms policy in this nation. Of course, I've not found much use for it in the 7 years we've been together, otherwise she would have already had it thrown out years ago. Doesn't mean it won't be useful right now. Without second thought, I seize it, sending the stuff piled above it onto the floor. Eh? Whatever. We'll get to it later. This blackout problem should be resolved first. Right next to my missing security detail, as it turns out.
Where the fuck did everyone go?
Oh, they're all dead, don't worry. There were two, weren't there? Shrocken had 2 blokes posted to stand guard for the night. I might be panicking for a bit earlier, but I'm quite sure I haven't gotten delusional yet. What? Did both of them decide to take a break because they think the master's already sound asleep and won't be looking for them?
Damn nitwits.
I know assassinations happen very rarely these days, and even less in a peaceful city like Luxembourg. 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 But bollocks. There's been a woman going in and out of this place uninvited, who may or may not want to put a knife in my back. Isn't that enough reason to stay on alert? I'm fairly certain Shrocken won't just enlist their help, just for this power outage, only to leave me unprotected. We have a difficult friendship, so to speak. But I doubt the man is an opportunist. I'm holding the lives of his family in my hands, after all. He knows what I am capable of doing. He's not stupid enough to do anything that'll endanger them and save only himself. So where then? Only my footsteps echo along dark passage, and I am left gripping the handle of my pistol for some sort of comfort. Without proper lighting, With this room still raging outside, with the storm still raging outside, the stories I've heard about this place seem to have some truth to it. Some. If I'm reaching and wish to entertain myself for a bit, I'll stay there. I'll say, Jesus God, I'll say there might also be ghosts whispering in my ears, calling. Of course, it's just the wind and the trees rustling outside. Nothing good will come of allowing these thoughts to linger when problems are piling up in front of me one after another. Especially with what greets me once I get to the foyer. It's a party! Hello, everybody! What do we have here? We have this one. We have Luke Wright woke up to a storm raging outside, and with his whole house eerily quiet. Power was still off, and his butler was nowhere to be found, even when called. Taking his gun with him, he went out to investigate in the foyer of his own home. You would think this would come before this, considering this is literally moments before this. What up? Though it's dark, the large windows illuminate the area much more easily than any of the other rooms. Hello, guys. What's up? From where I stand at the top of the stairs, I can easily make out their forms, recognize them even. It's all gone crazy when these intruders come into my house. No stranger to a cop playing dirty. Smart ones knew that neither life nor criminals are going to play fair. And if one of this wog's sort is in on it, I'm not surprised too. But Lily, the estate agent? She doesn't seem the sort. And Daisy, too. What will Kylie think of her Miss Pink if the poor tyke finds out about this? Not to mention Mint. Hannah trusted her. I trusted her to be a professional, at the very least, for fuck's sake. To top it all off, they all have the nerve to look surprised when I announce my presence.
Well, well, what have we here? If I were any less sober, I'd say this is the beginning of a joke.
Bloody trespassers, what is wrong with these people? Did they really think I'll be fine with them walking into my home like this? What are they even doing in here? If I didn't know any better, they might also be behind Hannah's disappearance.
That's right, my love.
Oh, totally. They must have a motive.
Make them pay.
I'm gonna make them pay. You just wait, Takako. I will make them pay. It better be a good one.
For all the wrong they've to us.
They've done so much wrong to us. You're so right. Or a bullet to the head is the least all of them will deserve.
Let's see. A photographer, a high school teacher, a real estate agent, an interior designer walk into a mansion.
You forgot the cop, asshole. Thunder crackles once again, cutting me off. This time its sound hits close enough that it nearly feels as if the windows and the ground itself are rumbling. All is deathly still for a moment. I don't let it stop me, however, as I slowly make my way towards them, taking one careful step at a time, relishing the expression of fear in their eyes. Suppose there's something ominous in this setting, with the heavy rain outside and the lack of light here. Kinda like it, to be honest. Add something to the atmosphere. I suppose I must look like the villain now, but short of me getting close to them. A noise to my left distracts me, briefly halting my movements, while curiosity takes over every murmur in my head. It's a good thing, perhaps, that I did, because as soon as I look up, I see him. Another trespasser. Great. Just as he's about to jump down from furniture that has somehow ended up piled and blocking the door to the parlor. What happened there? Did he really think it's alright to do that in other people's house? Lout.
Teach him, my lord.
I will. I will fucking shoot him.
Put him in his place.
You damn right. My hand's already moving before any rationale can stop me, fingers firm at my gun when I finally release the safety from it and take aim. Not at him, but at his friends. They are his, aren't they? Why else would they be here together? Doesn't matter, he won't let the people he cares about be harmed. My finger on the trigger is more than itching to shoot, but I hold back. Sure, I could have simply taken aim at him, but more than seeing him bleed, I want to see the expression on his face when he realizes everything he's doing is futile. He's trapped. Lives are in my hands. His life's in my hands.
Had I known there would be a party in my own home tonight, I would have opened a bloody bottle or two. People these days, in my own home. Can you believe it? I feel so left out.
I can tell the exact moment the realization dawns on him. A short second of his body freezing and blood draining from his face as soon as his feet hit the floor and he looks up. Yeah, we've been here already. We saw all this go down in the Ashton chapter. He's already a prey trapped by his own recklessness.
How pathetic.
That's exactly right. It's so pathetic. Isn't that right, Takako?
And really, Daisy, even you, what would Kylie say?
Luke, this isn't what you're thinking. You have to listen to us. There's something going on here.
Well, obviously, why else would people be trespassing in my home? What about little Lily over there, then? What's your excuse? Checking back if your clients are doing okay? Is that it? Is this what this is?
Maybe. We're doing good, by the way.
Sir, please.
Please, what?
Becca's right, sir. We need to get out of this place. You need to leave.
Tut, not a good enough excuse, darling. You people are the ones who need to get out of my sight. Don't worry. I might consider pressing lighter charges for the woman. Can't say the same for the rest of you. But really now, I swear the people of this city need to be taught the meaning of privacy. This is how you want to start the week. Why don't we just go with a bloody massacre if we want to surprise people in their homes, huh?
Oh dear, you are quite the fate tempter, aren't you? It's just a passing remark, of course. I'm not stupid enough to do something that'll bring negative attention to myself. Reputation and all that, I can't just risk it. Thought of having dead bodies here, ones I'm not even responsible for. They're the ones who trespassed. It's already quite too much. It'll literally be overkill, especially for someone like me. But Takako's whispering in my ear, and I might just listen. Nevertheless, joke or not, Feathers wastes no time drawing his own gun at the slight wave of my own, even if he knows it's already too late. Yeah, been here, seen this. Still he glares at me. Still he fights back.
Now, Feathers, manners. You're in no position to be pointing that gun at people.
There's no desperation in him like I'm hoping, just an annoyance flickering shortly before being hidden underneath a challenge. The likes of him are the kind of people I hate the most. Even with their failures already glaring down at them, mocking every worthless move they make, they have the impudence to stare people in the eye.
Why don't you put yours down first, and then we'll talk about manners.
Oh, he talks back. The gall! You know, your kind pisses me off so much.
Oh dear. Annoying most of the time, like a damn pest you can't be rid of. But to some degree it is commendable. I'll give him that. After all, we're almost the same in that regard. Almost. I'm still the better person, of course. He tells me to put the gun down, but I see no reason why I should. I'm a homeowner. In defense of my own home, I have the right to, I'd like to think. Questionable permit of firearms aside. It's not like I wanted this, but I'm already high-strung and their presence does not help. Bloody peasants. I can never seem to figure out how their minds fully work. Take this one, for example. Despite the pride brimming in him, how he matches my glare with one of his own, he simply lowers his pistol after a long second, not in surrender. The tense set in his shoulders tells me as much, but the closest he can get to lowering his own ego in favor of something I can't quite place. Interesting. Gotta admit, I'm almost disappointed.
As you should be, my lord.
I've expected him to hold one of us shoots the other. Can't say it'll be more exciting that way. A bullet inside any part of my body isn't something I'd like to have on a bad day like today, or any day for that matter. But it'll surely be predictable of him. And I like predictable. They're the kinds of people who are the easiest to deal with no matter the situation. With them, there's no second guessing what they'll do. He shoots, I shoot. One of us dies, the other walks away. Nothing complicated. Nothing requiring much brain power, just muscle memory and who's the better shooter? End of story. Yet here he is, dragging a deep breath in and setting aside the only thing protecting him. I can easily shoot him this way, be done with this whole farce of a conversation. Instead, I find myself listening. A concession for a person who in another life would have also become the person I am today had his circumstances allowed it. Damn shame. We might have gotten along.
Listen, right, I need you to...
But alas...
You broke into my house, and somehow, you expect me to listen like a good little boy. Are you a bit touched in the head, Feathers? I'm not the one breaking laws here.
Look here, fucker. If I wanted you dead, I could have done it so many times already. In fact, I can easily shoot you down right here, right now. And you won't be able to do a damn thing, even with that gun.
A meeting of two prideful blokes will never go well, whichever lifetime it is. I can only laugh at his audacity, his lack of shame and fear even facing the business end of my pistol.
You know what I'm thinking right now? In another lifetime, we would have probably gotten along well.
The best truth I can offer him. Not many people, those who have slighted me in particular, lived this long to see it.
He should be grateful.
You're damn right, he should be grateful. He should be down on his fucking knees. Yes, especially when he has a lot to answer. Preferably right now, because as generous as I have been so far, my patience has its limits. My amusement can only last for so long. In 2 steps, I'm standing in front of him, grabbing him by the collar and resting the cold muzzle of the eagle against his temple. Ashton!
Luke, no!
Hey, now you two, I'm sure we can all talk about this first.
He'll end up a pretty smear on the wall this close. I think I'm gonna pull the trigger.
What is it that you people really want with me? This is the 2nd time this week, and I'm really getting weary of this little game. Did the NCA send you to apprehend me? Or has somebody paid you off to kill me? Which one is it, Feathers? Mind you, my arm's getting tired. Better answer quick if you don't want to meet the business end of this gun.
And he knows it. Of course he does. Hitman or not, he has been trained, judging purely from his stance. But not many bother to be as cautious as him. One glimpse at my handgun's safety earlier is all it took for him to see, I mean business. Similar. Too similar. We're too alike in so many little ways it's funny. Down to the fact that he doesn't even flinch no matter how heavy the threats in my words are. Even knowing how one flick of my finger on the trigger will be enough to end his sorry life, he should have caved in by now, started begging like so many others before him. Instead, he throws more vitriol, adds more kindling to a fire already burning.
I'm not with NCA. I'm just here to help. There's something else in this house, and we're all in danger. You have to believe me, right? You need to let us go. You need to get out of here before it's too late. If you want to keep your sorry ass alive, you'll listen to people with more brain cells than you.
Igniting it further, that I can't help but return it to him with equal fervor. We don't need him. We don't need him, my love.
Why, you insolent!
We both decide to move in that moment, both our bodies tensing, each of us racing to get ahead of the other. However, before we can even get a head start, a voice unexpectedly rings above the chaos about to ensue. And here we are.
Please.
I believe this is where the Ashton chapter ended. So we're going to go ahead and save. Now, I could go ahead and end the episode off here, but I think I want to go a little bit longer because I really want to make more progress. So we've got Hannah and the ghost. I've always been cautious and careful cutting off Trouble's head before things can escalate if I'm able. That's why I deal with the likes of Harvey, Suarez, and Johans. For all who we are, for all the enemies the likes of us can make, such a thing has never happened before because I do everything to make sure it doesn't happen. So to see Hannah in danger, I don't quite know how to feel or what to do. Of all the times for there to be a hostage situation, if this even is one, why now? Good fucking God, what is going on here?
Help me. Please. Please make it stop.
I think death would be preferable if my sense of self-preservation was shot to high hell. It would deprive me of choice and of responsibility in the matter. And I don't want to think about how fast my heart beats, so that I hardly hear anything other than my own heartbeat and her pleading.
Please. They're in my head. Screaming. It hurts so much.
What do I do? What can anyone do against someone holding your life in their hands, with a woman that looks more monster than man? When her expression turns into one of amusement and her horrific laughter fills the air, I'm torn apart. This is my fault, isn't it? Hannah is in danger because of me. Everybody I love always ends up hurt or worse. Even when I chose to let her go, she's no exception. Hannah's unbroken begging makes it all the much more painful, because I still love Hannah. I really do. But will I really endanger myself for a woman who might not love me back anymore? Still, something in me dies a little when that woman laughs as if this is all some sick joke. Her smile taunts me, filling my head with laughter and rage until I can barely think over the cacophony in my head. And the way the woman looks at me, it's as if she's watching, waiting for my next move.
Please. Someone. Anyone. Help me.
This is crazy, and I don't know what I should do. I know for a fact that one shouldn't aggravate a hostage taker. There's no winning in an argument with someone who holds a life easily taken. But I need to do something, right? My decision is taken from me, however. Mint! Yo! Is that because of max affection between Hannah and Marianne? Yo! Okay, what's up? Mint is all impetus and no thought, no holding back as she steps up. Her eyes blaze a fire in anger and defiance. Her jaw and her stance is set, fists curled at her sides, as if she can just sock the width in the face. What? Sock the width in the face and have it bear no consequence. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. She looks like a warrior saint, and I'd name one of them if I know of any. She thankfully does not rush headlong like an idiot, but she falters, fire in her eyes down to nothing but a small spark when the woman laughs in her face. There's fear on her face that does nothing to settle my worries. She has the gall to turn her ire on me instead.
What are you doing just standing there when she has Hannah?
Oh, what the bloody hell do you expect me to do?
Get your fucking arse in gear and do anything?
Yes, that's very helpful, McCullough. Telling me to get my arse in gear isn't going to help solve shit here. This isn't some bloody action film where me charging in is going to save anyone. One stupid move from any of us, and Hannah might be dead because of it.
I know she looks like a scary fucker and all, but she's your wife, you gobshite. There must be something.
The woman doesn't look armed, but that does not mean she's not dangerous. If anything, the fact that she's this confident, this unperturbed while being barehanded is testament to herself. Either she's well prepared or she's just that crazy. Or she's a ghost! And it's one thing to work with hostage takers and another thing entirely to work with the criminally insane. A hush settles over the room as she speaks up. Her voice is but a whisper and deathly slow, and I'm hard-pressed to hear it over the pounding of my heart in my ears. She speaks. The woman from the gardens, the servant girl from the ballroom, from the hallucination, vision, memories, whatever they were.
Will you not speak up for her? Will you not try to save your beloved wife?
I cannot stop the heat from flooding my cheeks, shame turning me red and making me grit my teeth in anger. That same anger sets a fire in me, burns through the fear. It spurs me on to call her out because of pride.
Why? Will my words hold any sway? Who's to say you won't snap her neck the moment I take one step? Do you take me for an idiot?
I take you for a coward.
Called him right the fuck out.
Nothing but a spineless coward.
Wow. Fucking roasted. Alright, guys. I think we're gonna have to end it off here. I don't want to. I want to keep going. Well, I'm going to keep going. I'm recording another episode after this. But I think this is where we're gonna have to call it for today's episode, so thank you guys so much for watching. We have one more journal entry that I want to read here before we end off. Unwilling to risk Hannah's safety, Luke kept quiet to her disappointment, although the woman eventually released his wife at Marianne's demands. There was anger and contempt in her face. All of a sudden, it was then when the whole house shifted before his eyes. Literally none of that happened. I don't know where that's coming from. Okay. Well. Oh, alright. I guess that's what's about to happen. Alright. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to leave a like and a comment down below, and make sure you're subscribed for more of the letter. We are getting to it. I think there might only be a couple of episodes left. I can't imagine that there's very much more to this. I'm wondering maybe even next time might be the end. I don't know. I just don't know. So guys, make sure you tune into the next episode, because you don't want to miss whatever's going down here. It is all about to go down. So thank you guys. Next time, we will continue and see if we can figure all this shit out and get rid of the ghost once and for all. I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.